Today I want to talk about this stupid Lauren curse with the sunshine. I've already had a bad day as it is. People sneezing over me. There's been over 100 sneezes by one specific lady on the bus. There's been over 20 cell calls that have been occurring on this one bus. There's been a whole load of setups, threats as well, and I'm just getting fucking fed up with it. But anyway, let's get to this sexual sunshine curse that's being caused around me, especially for the last 12 months. Because for the last 12 months, there hasn't been a single day that I've gone out without at least 1 hour's worth of sunshine on each of those days for the last year. And even on the cloudiest and rainiest and wettest of days, they are deliberately causing the sun to be out only around me, circling me in a sneaky, sly, malicious way, like it's being caused deliberately, but to violate me. Going back to 2015, 2016, there was a specific painting on the internet. I didn't take much notice of the painting, and I just noticed that the lady that was on the painting looks very similar to this sexual looking lady called Lauren, who was working at Tesco's supermarket in Highbridge in that time period. She has a boyfriend called Mike, and she has 2 ginger-haired children, which were made since that time. Her boyfriend Mike has threatened to smash me in and to beat me to fucking death, and got really aggressive, and he's very hard built, so I don't want to mess with him. And he worried me on an occasion when I was walking back from Tesco's, and I didn't even know that was Lauren's girlfriend, unless he got into a relationship with this Lauren later on, and he wanted to try and attack me because of this. But I don't think that would have been the case, because he was mistaking me as Savan. If we go back before that relationship took place, or these incidents occurred, Lauren was actually smiling as I was passing her and making the suggestion she was single, and she was looking at my CD, and she was trying to hint to come to the toilets in the Tesco supermarket. But it was sort of a situation which I thought would be not correct. So, and this only ever happened once or twice. But there was also a load of people around me, and there's some rough people and people that were giving me threats at all times that I've seen this specific lady. Obviously, this lady doesn't like me anymore, and she gives me an evil look if she does see me. And the last time I saw her, she was in a sexual relationship, and she is now a single mother. Right, so let's get to this painting, shall we? Because back in 2023, I went to Yandles in Martock, and I saw this painting being promoted on postcards. So that means that the painting that I saw is actually a big famous painting that's being sold commercially on postcards. Well, what happened is when I went into Martock, I saw the painting on that postcard, and I thought to myself, oh, I remember that, I've seen that on the internet, but didn't take much notice of the detail of the painting much. I just saw that and thought, I've seen it before, and oh yeah. And it was a hot sunny day of about 30 plus degrees Celsius, or whatever it was on that specific day. So I thought to myself, yeah. As I was walking back to the bus stop, after I left that shop, I started to remember some of the details in the painting, and I thought I've got to get photographic evidence of that specific painting. But the problem is, the last bus came at 4:20 p.m. from that specific place, because buses don't run that regular, because it's only a village type place, and not many people need to use the bus service to get to where they need to go to from that place when it comes to Yeovil. So the details of the painting, I started to remember, and I thought I've got to go back tomorrow and try and get a picture of it. I didn't manage to get back straight away because the bus was too packed and people were coughing and sneezing over me and whatever, and I thought there's no way I'm going to get on the bus while it's like that. So I left it for a while, and when I did eventually go back, it wasn't there. However, the lady in the shop wrote down the person who painted that specific painting, but unfortunately when I went back, I lost a piece of paper that she wrote it down on. I decided to go and have a look on the internet, a proper deep search to see where that painting is, and it looks like they've taken it off. So a couple of months later, 3 months later, I went back to Martock, and I thought I'll try and ask the lady again if I can get the information of that specific painter who painted that specific postcard. But unfortunately, I was being treated as a sick cunt and being mistaken as Sven, and they were making comments about me or remarks, just telling me I'm a sick bastard and he's going to lose his life, he's being shot or whatever, in that sort of way. When I asked the same lady to have the artist's name or whatever, she says she doesn't know, and started treating me as a sick bastard, and that was the end of that. Over time, I started going into other card shops, and there was another card shop, I can't remember where it was, but I think it was Wells, I'm not sure. It could have been Langport or Somerton. It was one of those three places. And one of the ladies said that she's seen that painting as well, but it's not one that they have in stock or they can get. And obviously this person doesn't know the person that painted it. So that's the end of that. So let me give you some details of the painting, shall I? So you've got a sexual looking lady that's in her early 20s, that's got her legs behind the clouds, and she's showing her sexual body and posing in a sexual motive as to apply she is going to turn a bloke on in the way that they painted that specific painting. She has the same type of skin, same colour skin and smoothness of skin as Britney Spears, the singer, at the age she would have been in her early 20s. And obviously that's the same type of skin type that they painted this specific painting with. So after that, obviously she's making a sexual pose with her body, like she's getting turned on and she's all horny, and she's got a straight lip. Her lip is like a sexual pose, as to go, you know, sort of a sort of sexual suggestion to say I'm very sexy and I want sex or whatever. And then after that, she's got a hand held out flat. So obviously her arm is down and her hand's flat, and they've drawn the sunshine coming out of her hand as a spotlight onto this bloke that's walking down this woodland track. The bloke who's walking down this woodland track only looks like a very young bloke, but he has the same facial appearance as I have if you were to look at my face from a side angle. From a portrait view, it's slightly different looking, but if you were to look at my face from a side angle, you would notice a difference. You'd notice that I look very similar to that specific person. Now, I can't remember the details that well of what the person was doing, but I'm pretty sure he had a torch in his hand and a notepad or something in his other hand and a backpack on, though I cannot 100% be sure I saw that. That's just the impression I got, because it's only a few seconds that I saw this painting, so it's very difficult to remember what I actually saw. So the rest of the painting, apart from this man that's got the sun being beamed down on him in a cursed way by this sexual looking lady, then obviously the rest of the painting is all cloudy with rain and a few trees, and I think there might be a building or two on the picture, and if I remember, I think there's a lightning strike in the far distance corner of the top of the painting on that specific card that's being sold at Yandles in Martock. Unfortunately, when it comes to this sexual curse and this Lauren lookalike, I'm not getting sex, so I'm being cursed with the sun every single day, and I don't like sunny weather. So basically, every time I go out and there's a forecast of a cloudy day or a rainy day, they're deliberately circling me with open blue skies and sunshine. Every single day. There's over 80 times I've spoken to my mum on the phone or my father on the phone this year, and each and every day it's been sunny where I am, they haven't seen the sun at all. So it's like it's done in a controlled way, where it's being done on purpose and deliberately. But the thing is, the painting that I just mentioned is making the suggestion that when you're circled with the sun and singled out with the sunshine and being cursed with the sunshine, it comes with the sex, but I'm not getting the sex. I made some conspiracies and put them on the internet, on YouTube and other places, about the weather curses and the sunshine, where it's circling me and cloudy everywhere else. And the people that are causing these setups or construction force around me while walking out and about, setups or whatever, is coming out nasty, getting vicious about it, because they don't like it because I'm getting the evidence, and they're making the suggestion we're going to fucking hit you off or rip you to pieces, and started to apply, because you're moaning about the sunshine, they were getting nasty to apply with worded suggestion on vehicles or t-shirts coming out as a message to say, we're going to replace it, you are going to get sex, you're going to have someone that fucking raped you as a child, and then stab you in the back, and with all the other setups that are malicious that are going against you. So they continued doing it regardless, and obviously later on they started to moan on YouTube because I was putting these specific videos on where I was getting evidence of this sexual sunny weather that's being circled around me. And they tried to remove the videos, so I did another account to put the rest of them on to continue my conspiracy of the sexual sunny weather that I'm being cursed with every single day, 365 days a year. So basically, if you're being cursed with the sunshine, most people like the sunshine, so it goes in favour of them. But this specific painting, or the way they design this painting, is to apply, if you get the sun, you're being rewarded the sex with it. You're being cursed. You're going under a good curse, a curse that's going to reward you with some good sex. But the problem is, they chose the wrong person to curse, because the only sex I've had in my whole life is basically being sexually abused as a child. Otherwise I've had nothing at all. We've got some setups which are applying this Wayne business, which goes back to 1994 or whatever, but there's a big conspiracy that I did in my life story pack, in the earliest pages and stories that I did when I very first did my life story pack. Basically, we had to set up in 2006, and then by 2008 that Wayne business died out completely, and then after the lockdown they started to bring it all back up again. And the same with the Amy business. But with Amy, I've not had sex, not at all. And even animal voice sounds are telling me that I've had sex with Amy, or saying I'm going to go to the fire of hell, or being knifed dead, or being fucking smashed in, or injected with AIDS, or snake venom, or whatever else. So obviously, it's making me suspicious that God's fallen, or he's going by the lies, and I'm being victimised by the curse of the lies, and I've got to pay the price for something I haven't done. And Amy Weston's not replaceable, and nor is this Lauren curse with this specific painting, because I'm 43 and people are moaning about the age gaps. So to actually replace anything that's occurred like this is literally impossible. I mean, let me give you some more description of what this lady looks like on this painting. The same looking smoothness and the same skin type and colour, like that sort of reddish, I wouldn't say reddish, but that sort of tan sort of skin Britney Spears had when she was in her early 20s. This specific painting of this Lauren lookalike would have exactly the same sort of smoothness in body and colour to her skin in the way that that's painted. For looks, is a very tricky one to explain how she looks like. If you were to take Cilla Black, which is a celebrity that's no longer on telly, or very rarely, I'm not sure if she's still alive today, not her face shape, but her appearance, mixed with the look of Kylie Minogue when she does that sexual smile when she was in her sort of 30s or maybe 40s at a push, but smoother skin, obviously, like I said just now, Britney Spears type of skin. No, I'm only using Cilla Black as like maybe the eye complexion or certain features of the face, but not the shape of her face, if you get what I'm saying. Because to me, Cilla Black is quite a negative looking lady, but I'm trying to give an example of how this specific lady looks. But then again, that might not be the right description. There's a cartoon book which shows a picture of Jesus Christ kissing and cuddling Mary Magdalene, which was his wife in Jesus Christ's living life, according to a lost manuscript. This painting can resemble that lady of Mary Magdalene as well. So it's very difficult to explain fully how this specific person looks, but what I can tell you is she is a very sexual looking lady. And then obviously the sexual lip that I mentioned is a very similar pose to what the little girl did on the Leeks advert in 2002, where she's waving a magic wand in a Leeks conservatory storeroom on an advert, and she does a specific smile where it poses in a sexual way. Well, that's exactly the same smile as being demonstrated on this painting that I'm being cursed with when we got this sexual weather and sunshine, basically. And if it's not sunny, there's always bright weather. You've got very rare cloud cover, if there is any at all. I mean, quite literally, there's been, apart from the 2nd of April, where you had 2 or 3 15-minute sunny periods, and the last 45 minutes or the last hour sunny of that specific day, that's just one of the cloudiest, rainiest days of 2024. I mean, in July, you had a couple of days then. I can't remember the dates, but on the first day, it was white cloud for a quarter of a day, hazy sunshine for the other quarter, and the rest of the day was sunny. The day after, you have 45 minutes of dark grey cloud mixed with a bit of rain. Otherwise, the whole of that day was sunny. You had a few 10-minute periods where there was some torrential rainstorms followed by blue skies and sunshine. And you had a few hazy sunshine days in the beginning part of April to about July-ish. But that hazy sunshine only lasted for a short period of time, and it was mostly sunny most days. And then obviously January and February, every single day was basically sunny. So, you know, it's like that. But if I was to give a better description of this lady that I'm being cursed with, it's not going to be replaceable, because people moan about the age gaps, and to have a sexual curse when people are fussy about you, and so many people mistaking me as Sven, or got me down as a child rapist and woman beater or whatever, wanting to take my life, you know, it's not good. And obviously when I'm being mistaken as this Sven or whatever, and people wanting to shoot me dead, and you've got people saying that I'm going to be sexually abused as a child in my next life when I've not had anyone in this life, that's triple murder, triple blue murder. Because if we go back just over 15 years ago, I did have a past life clairvoyant reading where I was told that I was sexually abused as a little girl in my last life. When I was a woman, I was quite a pretty attractive sexual woman that was working in a laboratory, but in my early 20s I had my life taken tragically, but she didn't say how it happened. But she thought that in this life your life is going to get much better, and that karma is going to treat you a bit more fair. But unfortunately, not long after that reading, my life got 50 times worse. And it's just got worse and worse as the years go on, and it's left me in the position I am in now. So, how the hell are they going to replace this Lauren lookalike cursed painting if they're going to keep on violating me with the sunshine when I go out on cloudy days to try and take photos of things I want to take a picture of? Because I can't do this anymore. I've got the sun around me persistently, and in recent times they've even made the suggestion that I'm going to get skin cancer because of it, and they're just treating me like a piece of shit and trying to dig up me, claiming that I've had sex with people I've never had sex with, like Stephanie, Amy, Ian, Sadie, you name it. They're just going on and on like that with a load of bullshit of people I've never had sex with, full stop. But anyway, let me get a better description of this lady. So she's got the smoothness or the skin type of Britney Spears. So it's not like the blonde type of skin, you know, like the blonde model type where it's really soft and all the teenagers or the young men go for those types. It's more of a sort of smooth skin, so an older type of skin, but like a sexual sort of smooth skin, you know. It's like Britney Spears, as I just said, the type of skin she would have had in her early 20s. She would have had the same complexion, same sort of colour, if you get what I'm saying. The colour, the body type, similar to Britney Spears. Maybe just a little bit chubbier, it's hard to say. I didn't remember the painting that well. And the sort of same sort of smile, where obviously I mentioned the smile was a straight face, but you can work out from the interpretation of what the painting suggests that if she was to smile in a proper way, and like a smiling happily to a man, like she's very happy with a man, then you can tell it'd be the same type of smile as Kylie Minogue, who's another singer that did the track I Should Be So Lucky in 1988. So Cilla Black is just a slight variation of some form of her appearance in the face, but it's because I tend to find Cilla Black being quite negative looking. I don't know whether I could use that description to try and explain how this person looks. It's just a possibility that you could merge the facial, not the actual shape of her face, but features from her face, like the sexy sort of smile maybe she had, or the bright eyes or whatever. It's hard to describe. I'm struggling to think of a celebrity or someone that looks like this person, because it's not an easy picture to put a lookalike to. Going back, I have always called it the Laurenkirst sunshine picture, but after giving it some thought, maybe the picture looks more towards like Julia, who's one of my old school friends' girlfriends. So Damien at Elmwood School was in a sexual relationship with someone called Julia, and they got in very serious trouble because she was only about 5, 6, 7 or whatever, and he was 8, 9, 10 or whatever, and they were in a relationship at Elmwood School. Well, Julia used to like sucking on her 2 fingers in her mouth. She had black hair, soft skin because she's a child, obviously. I have noticed that maybe the painting has her appearance in it as well. It's hard to describe. But whatever it is, the problem we have is this painting is suggesting you like the sunshine, which I don't, because I'm one of those types of people that's not keen on the sun. But for other people, what it suggests is it suggests that you've got the sunshine, and you've got the good luck with the sunshine, and with the sunshine comes the sex. But unfortunately, for me, I'm being violated with the sunshine, and also I'm being violated because I'm not getting sex either. And I'm a bad target to choose because I haven't had sex in my whole life. What it should be is it should be cloudy and grey with drizzle or light rain without the sex. Now obviously I wouldn't be happy because I've never had sex in my whole life, but I'm being violated with the sunshine, but I'm not getting the sex, so they're doing it in a spiteful way. So I don't know whether it's caused by the government, the CIA, the military, the mafia, the Illuminati, the elite. I haven't got a clue who's doing it, but whatever's causing it is being done to be very spiteful, unless it's being done by the Creator God himself, which is a very nasty, malicious thing to do. I mean, I'm getting animals telling me that I've had sex with Amy when I haven't, and that's not replaceable. Even 15 years younger than my age today, you're not going to get someone that age that had the smooth skin that she had or the sexual looking face she had. Gabby Borges is actually the nearest person I can actually put a resemblance to of how Amy Weston looked. And even Gabby Borges didn't actually look like Amy Weston as such, but it's the nearest you'll get. Gabby Borges, incidentally, is an American actress and singer that's based in, I don't know if it's Texas or Pennsylvania in America, and she's a well-known celebrity and she sings music as well. So, you know, that's that on that subject. So, I don't know if you want to mention anything regarding these sun curses, because they're not going to stop, and I'm never going to get my pictures, and they're just going to keep on doing it. And the problem is, I'm just being violated and violated and violated. I mean, they decided to set up a child aged about 14 who had a very similar appearance to this Lauren or this sun curse picture, wearing a no sex t-shirt. Now obviously this child that was walking in my direction didn't actually look identical, and she was a fat lady and very negative looking, with like sort of rougher skin than the description on these paintings, and obviously she was only a child as well, so it does make sense why she's wearing a no sex t-shirt. And obviously she's very fat build with dark black hair and very long eyebrows and whatever, and chubby face. Anyway, when we go into 2024, that's when they started making the suggestion that that they're replacing this sexual curse with someone that sexually abused me as a child and telling me I'm not having sex and that we're going to violate you and do all that. And they're getting nasty, as I mentioned. So basically, they're just going to keep on doing it and doing it. I'm going to have to put up with the sun for the rest of my life, being circled around me in this stupid way, and the piss taken out of me with a very well-known painting that should be rewarding me with sex if I'm being cursed with the sunshine all the time. But that's not going to happen, so there's nothing I can do about it. And obviously with some of the suggestions or setups that have been occurring this year, they have actually made it clear that your life is down the drain because every day is being made sunny for you. So that's how spiteful these people are, or unless God's turned. So, you know, that's that. I'll leave it there.